Welcome, adventurers, to Probability of Demise, the podcast where critical fumbles meet critical facepalms. Join us as we delve into the darkest dungeons, slay the stupidest gremlins, and roll enough ones to make a beholder weep. Forget epic storylines and heroic deeds. Here we celebrate the chaotic beauty of bad rolls, questionable decisions, and characters with more charisma than sense. We'll be your dungeon masters of disappointment, guiding you through campaigns where the only guaranteed treasure is a mountain of laughter, and maybe some psychic scarring. So grab your Nat 1 dice, strap on your anxiety helmets, and prepare to witness the glorious train wreck that is our D&D journey. Because, in the end, even if your character dies face first into a pile of pudding, at least you'll have the dice god's permission to laugh your ass off. Welcome to Probability of Demise, the podcast where pods pod. And we are so glad to be back here and getting going with our return of ridiculousness. The weird things have been happening, so it'll be super fun to see all that play out. But before we jump into that, we have the most important segment of the beginning, which is the end.
Word of the day.
It's me. I'm the best part of the beginning. Okay. Yeah. Welcome, fellow adventurers, to the wonderful best part of the beginning, which is word of the day with me. In this magical, mystical corner of our campaign, I roll a amazing D100, once again brought to you by Jason, to figure out what our word will be. This word can add flair to whatever tales you're going to tell, maybe some wit to your upcoming quests. And so we're going to ready our minds, we're going to sharpen our wits, and I'm going to unveil today's word of the day. Today's word of the day is... Let me get out my sheet. Oh, also, I rolled 92. Today's word of the day is foppish. It is excessively refined and a high taste and manner. It's spelled Foppish. And used in a sentence. The foppish noble strutted into the tavern, his extravagant clothing and polished manners drawing amused glances from the battle-hardened adventurers. Ta-da!
Welcome back to our lovely fair city of Overton in the sprawling Magi industrial metropolis, where steam and etheric byproducts intertwine in a dance of progress. A new age is dawning. Floating cities loom on the horizon, their very existence a testament to the relentless march of magical technology. Yet, as these marvels of engineering rise, so too has tension between those who wield power and those who yearn for its redistribution. The Ascended, with their dreams of godhood, cast long shadows over the city's spires. Their pursuit of divine ascension has driven them to hoard magic and power, treating it as a precious commodity to be guarded at all costs. In opposition stand Weavers, champions of magical democratization, who believe that the arcane arts should flow freely through the veins of society, empowering all. Amidst this ideological clash, a more tangible divide grows. The wealthy have been accumulating all this magical might, while the poor find themselves bereft of both arcane and mundane resources. The city's landscape itself reflects this disparity, as entire neighborhoods are claimed through eminent domain, their residents displaced to make way for the foundations of floating marvels that few will ever set foot upon. It is in this crucible of change and conflict that our intrepid investigators find themselves embroiled in a mystery that threatens to shake the very foundations of Overton's power structures. The death of the last heir to Grand's Brands, a name synonymous with mercantile legend, has sent ripples through the city's elite circles. As the final chapter closes on this storied trading dynasty, questions arise that few dare to voice aloud. Was this truly the end of an era? A natural conclusion to a family's grand saga? Or does something more sinister lurk beneath the surface? A conspiracy that could unravel the delicate balance of power in Overton. As our heroes delve deeper into this labyrinth of intrigue, they must navigate the treacherous waters of a city on the brink of transformation. Each clue they uncover, each secret they unveil, brings them closer to a truth that may redefine not just the fate of Grand's Brands, but the future of Overton itself. The stage is set, our players are in motion, and the city holds its breath. In the shadow of rising skylines and whispered incantations, our investigators sit in a tavern, visiting with their friend, employer, pen pal, Stickybeak.
Dear Stickybeak. Oh, I'm sorry. You're sitting right here. My bad.
Oh, well, just listening to you catching me up on all the things that have been happening. So I feel starting with Dear Stickybeak was good. So you slew a creature of legends in Underton.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You witnessed a member of the Watch destroy one of the rooms in the Hall of Records.
Not
Heard
allegedly.
it.
You were almost kidnapped by some kids from Underton.
Seems
And,
as if the Mage Academy is not having its best of days.
Yeah.
Days.
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 I'm glad you caught yourself there. And you stole something out of the Hall of Records.
Allegedly.
Any other tidbits?
I just take the book out, like, put it on the table.
So, 4 minds to solve this problem?
I haven't actually looked at it yet.
No.
I wasn't there. I'm gonna like flip it open and see if I can identify this last little spell.
A puff of dust rises up and gets up into your nose. I need everybody to roll a charisma saving throw.
I almost said gazooned and sniffle.
You should have. It would have made it even better.
Rick, I'm so sorry. What is it we're doing again?
Rolling a charisma saving throw.
Just one. Just one. Pick one, Larissa. How about the one that's really hard to read in the dark? Actually, in general. You. Oh dear. Okay, well.
Not good for me.
Still not.
That's a solid 10.
18. A big fat old bonus,
16.
though.
16?
Mm-hmm.
I got you all. I even got Stickybeak.
Jesus, that's not good.
18 didn't do it, really?
No. I thought for sure you would pass it.
Huh.
It was well, you have a weakness to this, so you'll find out in a second. No worries.
Yeah, no worries. It's fine, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll be great.
As Gesunden Schniffel sneezes at the dust, you all, first Seraphina, and then the rest of you, definitely this happens at the same time. I mean, just picture the tavern you're in. It's cozy, it's dimly lit, wooden beams and the scent of ale in the air. You've all settled into your seats. Stickybeak's there. You pull open this book. Flickering light from firelit. I mean, this is like a true like throwback tavern because they don't even use mage lights, which are just abundantly available in this city. And suddenly a shimmering veil of gossamer light sweeps across the room and yourselves. And as it passes, the tavern that you're within transforms. The wooden beams twist and bend, taking on an organic tree-like form. Luminescent fungi sprout from the walls, casting a soft ethereal glow, changing out from fire-lit interior to this more bioluminescent experience, and the scent of ale is replaced by the intoxicating aroma of nectar and wildflowers. And where once sat gruff patrons, you now see perched creatures of myth and legend. A satyr strums a lyre in the corner. You see where before bioluminescent tattooed children kind of scuttled between tables, you now see pixies flitting from table to table, leaving trails of glittering dust in their wake. And the barkeep, once a stout human, now appears to be a leprechaun.
Do I remember him now that I'm here?
Nope.
Okay.
The drinks in your hands have shifted and changed as well. Your mugs have become goblets filled with shimmering, color-changing liquids that sparkle like liquid starlight. And outside the windows, instead of the mundane street of Overton, there's a vista of an endless twilight forest with fireflies dancing between ancient trees. You've all heard stories. People have talked about a portal to the Fey realm deep in Underton. And you're very aware that this is not as it should be.
How hard did I sneeze?
Oh, it's a funny one. And the leprechaun behind the bar snaps their fingers and all the fey creatures go into a stillness. You see across from you Stickybeak's eyes just without the sclera of an iris to indicate where they're looking. You still can somehow tell that the eyes are just drifting between you, Gus, and this leprechaun individual. Oh. All it took was a sniffle. Gesundin.
Do I know you?
It's best you don't, but looks like you have a problem.
I do have a problem.
Stomping past
Lots of
the
them, actually.
bar, this individual walks up to you, and as they get closer, they seem both more enormous and tinier. Ah! You friends of this fool. Yes?
Cool.
I certainly wouldn't consider him a fool, but he is my friend for sure.
Good. Friends of my Gesundson, and he slaps you on the back really hard in a way that you shouldn't slap an older gnome of any stature. Ah, yeah, that's right. You aged, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well,
That's what happens.
pity.
Are you sure we haven't met? Seem to know me.
Oh, we've met, but, age, hazy memories, I'm sure you mortals deal with. No problems. So, the book.
What about it?
Oh, that's what you were looking at.
Yes, I believe it's been altered, and we're trying to get the original back.
And
Great.
I just kind of nudge him, and I'm like,
I mean, we're not in. Listen, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're not in Overton anymore, so
Yeah, but even if this person claims to know you, if you don't know him, how do we know that we can trust him?
if he tries anything weird, I will just Eldritch Blast him in the head.
Oh, I would love for you to do that. That would be a delight.
Mm. Has anybody ever told you that you're weird?
Yes, you did. Several times.
Right. Starting to think maybe I don't remember you because I blocked you out, but continue.
Ah. And as he moves forward, you see that like Stickybeak is really concerned about him reaching towards the book. Well, let me just put my hands on it. We'll see what ripples away.
Why?
Well, how else will I dispel all the spells on this?
Can I do some sort of a something to see if he's like
an insight check?
Yeah, to see if he's really trying to help us or if he is trying to like weasel his way into something he can't have.
Yeah, I would also
ours.
like to do an insight check to see if he's like on the up and up.
Okay, so either one of you do it with advantage if you're both going for the same goal here, or one of you or each of you roll separately. Up to you all.
How's your wisdom, Jess? Because mine's not great.
I have a good one.
Go for it.
And I
with
also
advantage.
now have a fancy new thing called Ear of Deceit, where if I make an insight check to determine if someone is lying, it does something. I don't know if it's gonna help, but
Okay. Well, you go ahead because I have a +1 bonus on insight. So
so this is okay. And I'm doing a insight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just remember that what Ear for Deceit does for you is when you roll that insight check, if you roll anything lower, 7 or lower basically, but anything lower than an 8, you count it as an 8.
Yeah.
So you can't roll lower than that plus your modifier.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Roll well. Hold on. Oh god. Wait, do I get advantage? Cause
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, so much better. Okay. Plus 21.
Okay. He reading the Fae is next to impossible. And for all you can figure in this moment of it, it's like there's nothing deceitful about what they're doing. Their motivations may be different, but they seem like they are legitimately there to do something to the book to reveal its secrets.
I'm gonna lean into Alua and Gus and just be like, he seems to want to actually unveil the book. He might have, motivations of his own that I don't know of, but at least we might also know what the book is actually saying. Like the report. So
I have a suspicion who this person is. I think we should let him do it.
Alright, Alright. Don't seem to have a lot of luck with people who just randomly show up and ask about the book, but okay.
You only have the book in your possession for a day, and already, like, the first couple of people seem really wacky who are coming after this book. Ah! Well, I recognize the seals. This is old magic, but it's not that old. And they go forward in explaining to you that the unlock requires for this last seal here your mortal intuition and fey magic. And they look at you directly, Gus, and they say, you could have probably handled this all on your own. You've got plenty of that fey magic in you. But I thought it's time I got to know you a little bit better before our final deal is done and the bell tolls and all that good thing. So let's make a circle around this book. You too, Feathers.
All right.
Feathers.
Kind of everybody looking to you, Gus, I think, and
Yeah,
a little bit to
I mean,
Jess.
we're sitting at a table. Can't we just put it in the middle of the table?
Oh, no, fey magic likes the circle.
All right.
You know, I would tell you to take off your shoes, dig your feet into the soil, but this is redwood.
These shoes don't come off. So,
I don't like my bare feet touching things. That isn't like my own house.
You've picked up a couple of strange foot fetishes, haven't you, my friend?
what?
Don't take off your shoes.
They don't come off.
Hang
I
out
can't-
with somebody
I
who doesn't
can't
like their
remove
shoes.
them.
That you
It's not
can't.
a choice.
Wait,
Well,
Gus. Wait, Gus. You can't take your shoes off?
Not for 60 years or so.
Do you? Have I never seen you take your shoes off? Do you sleep in your shoes?
I do. This is maybe not the time.
Lula, did you realize this? I didn't realize this.
I mean, I
I will say
What a
Jess is the
terrible
one who
detective.
identified the shoes and told me I couldn't take them off. So
Ah, sorry, that might have been loud. I
like,
remember this now. I remember
one of
this
these
now.
two actually did the identification.
That was me. I
wasn't me.
remember
I
this.
was gonna say, yeah. I don't know if either I was there or if I was told about it. I don't remember. But specifically, you asking Alua if I've ever noticed if Gus has taken his shoes off, the answer would be no.
All right, we can hold hands or we can not hold hands, but you'll probably want to hold hands.
okay.
I just want to point out that when I go to hold Gus's hand, because I'll go between Gus and Seraphina. When I go to hold Gus's hand, I do like the mitten grab. You know, like fingers together. But then when I go to take Seraphina's hands, I'm gonna intertwine my fingers.
Seraphina blushes.
Seraphina, you reach to Stickybeak
Yeah.
or not?
No, I will.
And you see Stickybeak holding
Grab a
hands with this fey creature individual, and then they reach to you, Gus, to hold hands.
Okay.
Grinning outrageously, they try to intertwine their fingers in yours.
I'll allow it, but not happily.
Fun
This is
fact.
the look on my face right now.
Fun fact. Is it? Never mind.
So, we all have to contribute a memory. Nothing too precious, but you gotta navigate. A memory it can't be it can't be the last poop you took. It has to be something that's, a good, solid memory.
What if the
That'll
last
complete
group
the
I
unlock.
took is a good solid memory?
Well, remember every inch of it
Yeah.
from inception to release.
So uncomfortable.
Sorry.
And if it doesn't work out in the end, we'll know whose fault it was.
Sorry, that was just right out there. Someone had to say it.
Does it have to be a happy memory? You said good, but do you mean good as in happy or good as in?
It's in really a memory.
Will I still remember it when we're done, or do I have to give it away?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a really good question.
Oh, I
We'll
have to
find
change
out.
mine then. I'm gonna change mine. Okay.
I remember a not so young individual came to me not so long ago, kind of shoved here, one in a line of people shoved here, seeking to impart themselves upon the great weaving. And I thought, they're interesting. Seem to have a good solid life. They probably won't abuse things. I'll give them a shot. And I watched that little fella toddle off and hadn't seen him until fairly recently. Time, I'll contribute that memory. And as he says this, you see silvery threads, and I would like anybody in the group to roll a Arcana check or a Perception check.
Arcana. Ooh, I'll do it. I have a good
I was
perception.
gonna say Jess should probably do it.
I have good Arcana. I have +5 to Arcana. She's probably got
I get
more, though.
advantage on it.
Ooh.
Oh, hilarious. I rolled the same thing. Luckily, it's good.
It's like a reverse karate chop. Hiya!
I got
Roll.
22.
22. Seraphina, the only one who rolled? Great.
I rolled a dirty
So-
20.
Dirty 20. Oh, great. Okay, so with the two of you, you watch as these golden threads spiral out, and Seraphina, you catch sight of it first. You see, like, if you could rewind time 60 plus years on Gus's face
It's
And
Gus from the
switch it-
poster.
and switch it out from Gus as the kind of curmudgeonly individual to one who's aspirant, seeking something, not yet a person who has experienced life in the watch, not yet stained with paint. And you see this memory of watching this Gus walk up to this fey creature and ask a question. And then the memory gets absorbed into a growing little pearl hovering above the book.
Is your favorite color?
Gus, you also see this.
My beard wasn't even gray yet. Don't know its age.
Next!
I'll go. I choose the memory of the second time in my life I was sold from the merchant who purchased me as a child and sold me into my first comb share house.
So as you contribute this memory, I want to ask, are you trying to keep this memory obfuscated from those around you? Or are you just passing it through openly?
No.
So Gus, Seraphina, Stickybeak, and this individual all see clear as day this memory being transmitted. That takes us to Stickybeak, and you watch Stickybeak pass a memory, and it's a memory of starlight. Somewhere outside of Overton in the light pollution of the city. And this is a different memory than some of yours so far, because it's not as much visual, because you do get the starlight, but there's something about a warm hand. And as the memory slips from Stickybeak's grasp, you get a flash of a singer that you all started out this investigation and this partnership resolving that murder, or at least finding at least some of the culprits. Next.
I suppose I'll go. Gus's memory is going to be his very first high-profile arrest, and it was like a high-profile like politician who had murdered his own brother, and then Gus got like a lot of credit for like, catching him. Like he obviously did the investigating and stuff to get to the point where he knew he was guilty, but he got like a lot of credit for catching him because the dude was like very large, like maybe part troll or like something like. And Gus is Gus, but the reason that he was able to catch him is because the guy turned to run from the watch and ran directly into the wall and knocked himself out.
Nice.
Like a cartoon.
I like that.
That's the memory that Gus gives.
All right. Next. And last.
I have a memory that I just don't want to lose it. Okay, I'll give the one I was thinking of. One time, me and my brother and my sister were playing a game, and my little sister went to go hide, and my brother was pretending to be Gus, and I was his assistant, and we had to go and follow the clues that my parents had set to find my little sister, and we found her.
You see a couple of very confused faces looking at you. You don't have to tell us the story. You just have to think the situation into the book.
I just shoot him a glare. As in, like, shut up. You didn't give us that instruction, shut up.
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure this is going to go over well. 2.
They do have high charisma, so maybe.
$13.
Totally unflapped, unmolested by your glare. But your glare is obvious enough that Seraphina definitely saw it.
Okay, I'll just
Speaking a story,
think it this
think
time.
of it while you're speaking it. I'm sure it works just fine.
I make a face like, and then I just think it into the book.
Ah, poop story. Great. All right. So, and as you watch the story that Seraphina had spoken spiral in to that pearl, it glows a bit stronger. And all of you hear, "It's King of the Leprechauns, I release you." And a etheric figure, like a younger version of this individual that's in front of you, unwraps itself from the book, and you just hear a high-pitched voice go, "Free!" And a spirit of a leprechaun leaps out into the Feywild, released from the prison that it was within.
Nice.
As that occurs, the book is revealed to you, and all of its information is just transparently there. And a lot of it you've already figured out, but now you can read it and see all of the bits and pieces put together in a much more precise way, including things like, at a quick glance, without even having to roll for this or anything, the Mirror of Recording never got tagged into evidence because the widow was so distraught over losing a piece of her husband's prized possessions. Well, I suppose you can read it, and I think I've dealt with another one of my deals. Gesunden Schniffel, I owe you one.
Do you now? Could you tell me what our deal is? Because I really have no idea.
I've kept her safe for you. I promise.
Ooh.
As he says this, he steps away, and as he steps away, you see your wife.
Wait, what?
She's not quite looking up from some chore that she has in the tavern. She looks healthy.
Clara, hello.
Turning and looking. He said it wasn't time.
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
What are you doing here?
well, that things have been happening, and apparently you made a deal to protect me at all costs.
Because you were with the other, the Tanzanite then.
Yeah,
How are you
Tanzanite
here?
traded me when they came for me.
Just gonna grab Seraphina by the shoulders and just walk her back out of the room.
As Seraphina and Alua and Stickybeak kind of pull back with a book in hand. So he didn't tell you. Okay, well, these ascended, the people in the spires,
Mm-hmm.
they found out what you were looking into, and they started trying to find leverage against you.
I see. Well,
So, in life and in death, I've got protection, I guess. Thank you.
I guess I made a really sweet deal. Okay. I'm just gonna reach out for her hands. I don't know if I'm allowed to touch her or not.
You reach out, her hands seem real. They seem physical. I can't leave here.
Okay, I'll come back when I'm done. I have to finish what I'm doing.
Only when you're ready, because if you make the final step here, it's the final step.
Well, either it'll be made for me or I'll make it when it's time.
And she just kind of collapses into you, as she used to, which is weird because she's so much taller than you that the collapse into you is...
She's actually not. She's like 6 or 8 inches taller than me, which is still pretty.
Yeah.
But
Still pretty tall compared to, but
The whole head.
this isn't
I'm just
this
saying
isn't
she's
the
not
collapse.
like a 5'9" human. She's
Oh,
like,
no,
she's
no,
like
no, no. She's not, but I was going to say she's not collapsing into you, into your chest. She's collapsing into you.
Onto me. Over me.
It's a familiar hug. Well, I don't want to rush you, but could you take care of this? Because if they keep coming after me, I'm going to have to do something drastic.
All right. Like what?
Well, the Fey realm is not where I belong. But I think I could make a home here if I need to, but you might not like who I become if I have to do that.
All right. Well, I will do my best to stop them.
Yeah. Kind of get on that, would you?
Oh, I'm working on it.
I know you are. And
Not as spry as I used to be, but I'm trying.
Well, now you know how I felt. And she kind of like pulls up an old joke about her hitting 81 and having both started off younger than you, but ended much older than you.
Yeah, I think I finally do. All right, I think as much as I hate to go, we probably should get back to it. Perhaps I'll see you again. I thought you were gone forever, and I've seen you twice in a few weeks, so that's cool.
Hey, and you see Dick Brady? You can just take him out now. He's gotten up to some things you should really know about. And with that, she hands you, who knows how she has it, but she hands you a packet that is very much an evidence file. I maybe made a deal while I've been in here.
But try not to make any more. They're complicated. What was your deal?
Well,
What's your deal? God. Sorry.
there was a fawn in the material plane that died suspiciously, and Mom was really unhappy about it. And we've colluded together to get this back into the material world.
All right.
Dick hasn't stopped planting evidence.
Okay.
Oh, and be a little careful because it's now Captain Dick.
I assumed it would be Major Dick by now.
She just laughs. She thinks your jokes are funny.
Somebody does. She's in the corner laughing at that poop joke the whole time.
Well, I need to go do other things right now, and you have to do other things right now. This is really weird.
It is. Okay.
Okay.
I love you. I will see you
You too.
soon. One way or the other.
Not too soon. You have unfinished business. And then as she says unfinished business, you kind of start watch as most of the tavern begins to fade away. The only thing that stays visible is the Leprechaun King, who kind
As
of
she's
looks at
like
you
fading, I'm gonna
quizzically.
like run forward and like go up on my toes, but like
As you get up for the kiss, out of the corner of your eye, you catch sight of the Leprechaun King looking at you quizzically. Who? And now I need everybody to roll another charisma saving throw.
Can I ask?
Roll higher than a 15 at this point. Yeah.
Check. Can I ask while we do this? I guess this is mainly for Gus, but what does she look like?
God. She is. I had like a picture of her in my head at one point, and now it's just kind of gone. She was human, but she's like short, so she's like 4.5 feet tall. And
Okay.
then she has like longish, like dark hair, and like I don't know. I haven't like thoroughly sketched her out in my head. I just
And did everybody roll their rolls?
26.
Great.
24.
Great.
13.
You don't remember a thing, Serafina.
No.
But
No.
Ulua, Gus,
I want to-
Sniffle
Boycott that.
and Stickybeak all retain memories from what just
Welcome
occurred.
to Gus's whole goddamn life.
Oh,
Where he just does
And
not remember
Gus.
being there.
With that 26, Gus,
Mm.
as the fade through happens, you hear, remember, you'll rescue me if they ever catch me, coming from the king.
Okay.
And you're back in the tavern. Cozy sounds, the smell of ale, the flicker of fire, real fire.
So Serafina doesn't even realize that she's been gone.
She was sitting there, and now the book is open and unlocked, and
Me not realizing she remembers nothing. I'm like, well, now that we have the full report, I think we should go to the crime scene and match them up and take a look around.
yeah, that
The
sounds
full-
like
the
a good
full-
plan.
The full unlocked report, now that we can definitely read it all. Jess, you don't know it's unlocked because you don't remember. That's why I'm doing this to you.
But, oh yeah, I guess I wouldn't have remembered any of that. Like, literally any of it, not even that part. Dang. I want to boycott that. Well. But, what do you mean it's...
For some reason, your fingers are entwined in Alua's.
I don't let go, as I say. No, we still have to unlock it. We still don't know the last bit.
We just did.
Did what?
Unlocked it. The Leprechaun King
When?
helped us.
You were there.
I was
The
where?
Leprechaun King. You were there. We went to the Fey Realm and came back just now.
I'm gonna take my other hand, and put it on his forehead. Just be like, are you
I
sick?
think I know what's happening. This happened to me when I got my magical abilities. Sometimes when you go to the Fey Realm, you will not remember being there. That's why until 5 minutes ago, I had no idea what my deal was or with who that gave me these powers. But I think that just happened to you. Sorry. But we did unlock the book.
Okay, so we
I turn the book
talk.
and push it to her so she can see.
Oh, and as I'm looking at it, be like, okay, so we saw a leprechaun. You made a deal with the leprechaun, and he unlocked the book.
And my wife was there. You briefly met her, but
I met your wife.
you did.
Dang it!
You did. You don't remember Clara?
Her name is Clara. What a pretty name.
I'm just like
Sorry, I'm laughing like
Kind
I'm
of.
a character.
I'm
Jess is cracking me up.
I'm just like kind of like rubbing her back, trying to like console her, but I don't know what to say. So I'm just trying to help her
I
not
feel
like
very
help her through
left
it.
out currently.
Sorry. Everybody else seems to remember.
Yeah, it's certainly
Good for
not as if
y'all.
we could have just not, rubbed it in, and now I give Gus the same kind of glare I was giving the Leprechaun King.
I wasn't trying to rub it in. I was
No,
excited
I'm
that I
glad
saw
you
my
saw your
wife.
wife. That must have been really nice.
It was. It's weird because I haven't seen her in many years, and now I've seen her twice in as many weeks. Or months. Or I don't know how long this campaign's been going on.
Time is irrelevant.
It's mushy.
Shall
Well,
we
let's
go
just-
to
Yeah.
Grant's? All right. He was murdered at home, right? So we're going to his house.
Yeah.
His mansion, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pack up the book. Stuff.
Can we take a quick pause so I can grab something to drink?
No.
Yeah.
Fine.
And drink.
I think, Gus, with this experience, this interaction, you actually are able to now recall Lubden's name, and that you promised that if he's ever caught, that you would just drop everything to go help rescue him. And as part of that deal where he channels to you power, he promised that anything happened to the thing that was most precious to you, he would also intercede on your behalf. And that ended up being Clara in his interpretation
Just
of
joined
things.
her out of the afterlife.
When she was about to be pulled in to be questioned,
Are they like casting Speak with the Dead on like her corpse or something? Jesus. It's been dead like 40 years. It's really messed up. Then they forget to ask her the third question, like in the D&D movie. Just sitting there,
well,
just bored.
you know the funniest thing about that spell is, and some DMs have used it to comedic effect in the past, is that it has to be a clean skull. It's actually better that it's an old skull, but like in some of the ways that DMs run that, and I think that might be a 4 or a 2.5 version, but like you had to clean the skull of the person that you had killed. So it kept a lot of people from using it. I don't think is that a 5 thing? I don't know if it's in 5 or not written that way.
No, I've used it before.
A corpse
Well,
of your
I never hold to
a
it.
corpse of your choice within range. It doesn't say anything about that.
Okay, that's much
Corpse
better
must
than
still have a mouth and can't be undead.
That usually works. Still has to have a mouth. So you always got to go find that jaw. Barbarian smashed. You make your way to Grand's mansion. Stickybeak bids you farewell. Other leads to follow. So as you part from Stickybeak, you make your way to this space.
I'll take out some paper and I'll
Grant-
just write Dear Stickybeak on the top in preparation and then fold it away again. Dear Sticky,
I feel like Stickybeak isn't even out of eyesight when it's happening.
you are walking away right now and we miss you. We'll see you soon.
That's funny.
Feathers.
Cool.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. Back to the derail.
No, it's fine. I needed a moment to find the map again. Yeah, so as you leave this tavern, many might think that Grands live in one of these sky citadels. They're amongst the ascended. That is not their way. That is not who they are. And instead, they own a townhouse, a large, generous townhouse just south of the Whispering Bazaar. And as you get into that location, it is Serafina, for your reference, to the northeast of where you grew up in the Cobblestone Commons. So you may have passed the townhouse or the area where the townhouse is on your way to the Skyway Strip where you did your tinkering and such. But you all get there and you see that the front of, or the facade of the townhouse is draped in black silk. And it is clear that somebody is making a production of the morning.
I'm going to go up and knock on the door.
You hear it kind of echo, and you hear some singing. And then the door opens, and there's a tiefling woman, green of skin, in what looks like a maid's outfit, or at least it was a maid's outfit. But the parts that would be lighter colors have all been traded out for darker colors, so it's just tonally black on black on black. And peeking past her into the entry hall, you see that anywhere it would make sense to change out the linens, they've all been changed to black. Welcome. We're house in mourning, so please state your business and then be on your way.
Yes, we're aware. We have been sent by Stickybeak. He said that he sent word ahead that we'd be coming. My name is Gus. We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yes, never done. Right this way. Why don't you sit in the waiting room for a moment, and I will let Madame know that you're here.
Of course, thank you.
As the three of you go in,
Nope, go ahead. Go ahead. You might answer my question. Never mind.
As the three of you go in, right off of this foyer area is a small parlor. It's not huge and ostentatious, but keen eye, this is really high-end furnishings. Maybe not what you would expect from a family that owns such a vast trading empire, but everything is of the highest quality. Could I get you anything before I find Madame?
I'm fine. No, thank you.
Either of you?
Nope. Thank you, though.
Okay. And you're silent. Okay. And she walks out the space. And it's a solid 10 minutes. So if you had anything you wanted to share with each other or
start filling our pockets with stuff. No, just kidding.
I must say, that was quite a foppish display of grief outside.
Yes, it's...
Yeah, sure.
I did it.
Yes, the Grands are known for their stage presence, one might say.
While we're just waiting, can I just want to, like, look around, see what there is in here. You know, sort of like a little kid, like, in a fancy library or something, like, just, like, looking around at all the stuff. Not necessarily looking to see if anything is, like, out of place or anything, but just a general nosy check.
Sure. Are you, like, looking or are you just looking?
You know, I might, like, pick up a book. There's a book, or...
Okay,
But-
roll an investigation check.
Investigation.
Da-da-da-da. I got the shirt.
It's been a minute since we've had an investigation roll.
Let's see.
It's been a minute since anyone's worn the investigation shirt. I also have one. I haven't worn it in a while.
Jealous. Investigation.
It's a good shirt.
Wait, that wasn't right math. 27.
Wow, I forgot.
I rolled a 16 and I have plus 11.
Yeah, you. Yeah, looking through this, this is very much a room set up to impress people with the Grand's brand's brains.
Mm.
Looking through the texts, you are seeing evidence of the success of their trading empire. That both includes books about their successes and the various lineages. You're seeing framed paintings and magical capturings of the various Grands. It is set up to look like, oh, it's a friendly house. Welcome to Grandma's, where you get to learn all about the Grands. But it's very clear to you as you check through and you see all the things really well appointed that everything here speaks to their power, history, and success as a mercantile empire. The casual observer might not ever understand more than, oh, it's kind of like the waiting room with a lot of knickknacks. But anybody who is truly aware of mercantilism would quickly see all the evidence to support the grand success. It is after a while that you hear coming down the stairs just a little too slow. And then walking in, a tall woman in her 50s, wearing a black lace dress down to her ankles, her hair up under a veil, pulled away from her face, also in black. You're here to look once again upon the worst tragedy to befall this family.
Yes. Hello, my name is Gushinden Schnivel. These are my colleagues, Ulua and Sharafina. We're very sorry for your loss.
Yes, well, it is all of our loss, really. I don't know how this city will move on.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, in the background, you hear,
Extree, extree! New empires arise! The approaching Sky City appears to be seeking trade opportunities.
everything's ground to a halt. Family, the city. Only finding the killer could possibly bring any light of hope back to these halls and to those streets.
Well, we'll do our best.
I would like to do 2 sets of insight checks.
Yeah.
I want to do one now to check her sincerity, and then I want to do another one when she thinks we aren't paying attention, when she thinks we aren't looking. So I want to give you that heads up so that you know when to have me roll it. I gotta do the first one now. No, I'm gonna use a purple one. Should have changed my mind. Still not bad. Like 16, although my passive is 17.
You rolled lower than your passive. Wow.
I rolled a 9 and I have a +7.
9.
It's clear to you that there's a level of training that goes into how she's behaving. Kind of like if you think about the royal family, there's a lot of training that goes into how they're supposed to behave. You detect that there's an edge of true grief, but it is also clear that this is what she's expected to do. And she's following what is expected.
I feel like as a comb share, Lua also has like a level of society training and may be able to spot it / sympathize, identify with it. I don't know.
That's part of why her DC was where it was at.
If you could direct us to the location where it happened, if you don't want to go
No
in there,
questions for me.
Maybe afterwards. I'd like to look at the scene first and just get the full picture.
Well, this is a different approach. Certainly.
What do you? Is
Right
there
this
something?
way.
Is there something you want us to ask you?
Oh, no.
We have the report, the undoctored report from the Watch. So we do. I'm sure they've asked you many of the things that we would ask anyway.
Well, if you have the report, you'll be aware that they mostly asked.
Would you allow us to see the mirror?
The mirror of recording.
Mhm.
Certainly. As long as it doesn't leave here. But that is honestly the only thing that cleared my name. They were decidedly prejudiced against me.
There's
It's clear
a
they assumed I had something to do with Grand's death.
there's a certain type of investigator that will just always assume it's the spouse and not look further. It's a lazy
Yeah,
tactic.
if you read
but
any book, it's always the spouse.
it's
I feel like we don't read the same books.
Oh, I don't actually read very often.
Oh, that's too bad.
Do you read a
I
lot?
hear that reading. Of course, I wasn't born into this. And roll your other insight, Ulua, because this is an unguarded moment. You have thoroughly disarmed her.
My awkwardness and weirdness has worked.
Much better. 21.
21. There's a keen mind behind all this, and there's a deep worry about what's going to happen in the future. She feigns repercussions across the city and all this other. She says all these words, but you can tell that she has a great fear for something, not just herself, but for something a little bit larger than just herself.
Okay.
It's right through here. And you'll see the mirror. It has the muslin cloth over it.
all right. We may have some questions afterwards. If you would like to wait out here, or we can come find you.
I'll be across the hall now. And she looks at you, Sefrena, in the library. She turns, standing a little bit straighter, and without a rush, walks into the library. And you can, yeah.
So what I want to do is go through the report and then like contextualize it visually, like with the scene, and just like try to paint a picture for Gus in his head of like what may have happened.
Go ahead and roll that investigation check. You have time and low to no distractions, so go ahead and roll it with advantage based on your own history as an investigator.
Son of a bitch. I rolled a 1 and a 3. So that's an 8. Shit. Whenever it's important, I roll like shit. It drives me crazy.
It's not your fault that you're struggling. This report has so many items mentioned that aren't in this room. Possibly they were brought in as evidence, but just a lot of the items in the previously falsified report aren't here. The placements are wrong. Whoever wrote the unfalsified report was clearly underqualified. Sloppy detective work. The only thing that matches the report is the mirror of recording but it's not even the same place the report indicates.
I'm gonna walk up
And
to,
yeah.
to the mirror and just like pull the cloth off of it.
yeah, you pull the cloth off of it and reveal a mirror.
Do I know how it works? Is there like a rewind button?
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check to see if you know how it works.
Nope. Also a 3. Well, with
This
Arcana, it's
one's
an 8.
controls aren't familiar.
Sheriffina, do you know how this thing works? The old man can't program this VCR. You're on mute, dear.
I said, move aside, Grandpa. Let me do it. I know how it works. I don't know. Do I know how to use it? Can I roll?
Roll an Arcana check.
So much hubris.
Arcana. Characters.
I roll Arcana, and then I roll again.
Hey. There we go. Okay.
I.
In 21?
Yes, you found the rewind button. It is a magical construct, or magical, an enchanted object, and you rewind back to
Mirror,
the first.
Show me Grand and his graceful.
You rewind back to a moment with the maid throwing the sheet over the mirror, but it's in reverse, so you kind of see the sheet magically floating up into her hands and then being folded in a most interesting way. Then you see the woman you just met, tears dried on her face, gesturing, and then the two of them walking out backwards because it's in rewind. And then a day-night cycle, and then you see the room filling in reverse order. Various investigators, including Stickybeak at one point. You go back further, and before Stickybeak arrives, so like Stickybeak like is there and then rewinds back out.
I do want to pay special attention for, even in reverse, like somebody planting evidence or moving evidence, like anything like that. I just want to keep an eye out for that specifically.
Okay. As it's rewinding, go ahead and roll that investigation check.
Much better. That is dirty 20.
Great. So as it rewinds, you get to a place where you see, let me pull this up. You see Captain Dick Brady. You also see Bloodgaze Johnson, Tar Bloodgaze Johnson, and they were the first on the scene. You wind a little bit further back, and it goes back into a night cycle before the alarm was called, and you see the wife screaming. And as that rewinds out, you see the maid there screaming. And as that rewinds out, you see a tiefling man. Seraphina, it's your brother. He's holding a long blade in his arm. And with him is a tall woman. And as her gaze turns, Alua, you see your friend. You see the sincere house mistress herself, And as it rewinds further back, you watch Seraphina as your brother wipes blood from his blade. And Aloi, you watch as your friend and compatriot Oksana is putting on clothes. And you rewind further and you quickly piece together that there's some sort of attempt at seduction that failed. And on its failure, coming out of the shadows, Seraphina, your brother, stabbed Grant through the throat, under the chin. And Oksana broke his neck to ensure he was truly dead. And the two of them stepped through a portal to nowhere.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Seraphina's gonna run outside. Like full on like
Can
panic
I
attack.
try to
Pulse.
grab her?
Okay, as you panic attack, Seraphina, roll your dexterity check against Alua's strength check.
Yeah, Stickybeak.
That's not gonna be good.
It ain't good, brother.
Dexterity. You said a dexterity saving throw, or just a dexterity?
Like a dexterity check, just a straight dexterity
okay.
check. And Alua, it can be either athletics or pure strength. It's up to you.
You cat.
Say what you rolled. This is not a. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna murder you all. I'm done. I'm taking a break. 70 minutes. See you tomorrow. It's a podcast.
For those listening at home, I rolled a natural 20.
And she did a funny dance.
No, I did the pew, 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 pew.
Silently.
I only rolled
Well,
an 18.
you actually never know. I could have just done it really loudly and my mic could have cut it out, but sure.
That's true. Okay, so you're able to restrain her. She is not able to run out into the street, much less out of this room.
I'm gonna like hustle over and close the door.
I'm actively like fighting her though, even though I can't get away. I'm just like screaming to like, like get off of me, let me go. Kind of a.
I'm gonna close the door and I'm gonna turn back and be like, Seraphina, stop. We have to talk about this. We have to figure this out.
Nothing to talk about. We know who did it.
Sweetie. Both of us just saw something that is very upsetting, but we have to remember it's entirely possible that wasn't them. That is maybe someone disguised as them somehow. We have to take a moment.
I need to watch this again. If you want to wait outside, you're welcome to.
I'm gonna calmly step away and I want to try to go to the library, like go across the way.
And
That's what I
before, as she goes to walk away, I'm like holding onto her hand, and I just like take one moment to like stop her so that she looks back at me, and I go, just don't run away.
Before she goes, I'm gonna say, Seraphina, is your brother right or left-handed?
Shit, dude, I don't know. Let's see. 1 to 10 left. Oops. 1 to 10 left. No. Yeah. Anything to 20, right. He's right-handed.
After she goes, I'm going to play through and see which hand he uses to hold the knife.
Are you staying there, Alua?
Yeah, but I just promise you aren't going to leave.
No, I'm not gonna leave.
Okay.
Seraphina, you head across the hall, and there's the madam of the house, who will definitely try to talk to you. But before you talk to her, I'll just say that you see, while tidy, there's a lot of work being done in this room in terms of study. She's had a lot of different scrolls pulled down. She's writing ferociously in a ledger, and it's clear that she is using this library as a war room for making some big decisions. I want to leave you with that image to ponder and think about for a moment. We'll go back to the rewind or the play forward of the Mirror of Record.
Yeah, I'm going to play it through like probably a bunch of times, looking for signs of that it might be a doppelganger, that they might be under a magical control, that they might, that they, for example, like if they look really like grief-stricken as he stabs him in the throat, stuff like that. Like if they're being coerced in some way and not actually wanting to do it, or just like I'm just looking at like all the details to figure out if it's really them and if there's any kind of like motive that I can figure out just from the video.
Yeah.
The video, the recording,
the video,
mirror.
The recording, the mirror of recording. Are you watching it with him?
Yeah. Him saying the thing about the hand makes me. I'm trying to think of any sort of habit that or tick or tell that Oksana would have that I would be able to see if it's her or not.
Okay, so I want you to roll an insight check and Cassandra roll an investigation check again.
Staring at my light, and now I'm not gonna be able to read my dice.
19.
Stop looking up when you think.
19. There are a lot of inconsistencies just in the sequence of events. It looks like this mirror of recording wouldn't have been facing, if it's right where it is right now, facing the angle of the bed. The bed had to be dragged over for it to be where it is right now. And that means that they staged this. Like, not just staged this, but they staged the situation. The other thing you notice as you watch it back, it's not Seraphina's brother or Lua's friend that catches your eye. It's because you're looking for someone who's being bespelled. Grand is bespelled. Why would this powerful figure who probably has access to all the training in the world that they would need for self-defense, probably needed it, probably learned from a young age, why would they just comply with all this? Why are they and you look a little bit closer and you realize, like, Grand's brand has a ton of magical artifacts, ancient artifacts, some things from the Timeless Trio. There isn't evidence of a single thing on his body It's like he's been stripped of every magical defense, enchantment, and otherwise that he has. And you doubt to your core that anyone that lives in the precarious balance between the Ascended and all their ridiculousness, the government of this town, and international trade would ever be caught without their defenses present. So to you, Gasundin, it's not necessarily the presumed perpetrators that are problematic. It's the victim. Something had to have happened previous of this in order for Gran to be vulnerable. Ulua, would you roll?
17.
It's tough. It really does look like her. As you look even more closely at Ixana, and you just recall just the other day her shiftiness. It feels like it could be her. But then in one of the, like, imagine it as like frames. When Gasundison pauses it to look closely at Grand, you catch something's wrong with her eye. Just for a flicker of a moment. As that flicker of the moment passes and Gasundin resumes the play, it's gone. Whatever it was is gone, and it looks like her again. It's acting like her. It is her. But you're suspicious.
Okay. After we played it a bunch of times, I want to turn to Lou and be like, I think we need to talk to Mrs. Grand, and then we need to go find your friend.
Yeah.
Was there anything that made you think it might not be her?
There was a moment, but can we watch it back one more time to see if I can catch it?
Can you like frame by frame in the mirror of recording?
Play pause, play pause.
Shit, no, I accidentally
just
liked
roll a dexterity check.
I accidentally
Thank you.
shared the murder footage. My bad.
You like, shared, subscribe to Probability of Demise.
Hey, put in a
Hey.
plug.
Roll a dexterity
save
check.
Or dex check.
Just check. Unless you're using something specific about your dexterity to play pause. Are you working together on this? Or that's one of you on the play and one on the pause button?
Dirty 20.
She's really good with her fingers. That
Okay.
helps. Probably.
Yeah, Serafina would know. But
Second.
You get to that moment again, and there's just something about the eyes. Both of you roll a history check.
nine.
History. 18.
Wait. No. Wait, on intelligence against magic. No, that doesn't work. I have advantage on intelligence saving throws against magic, but that's not what this is. Never mind.
It's not a saving throw,
No,
but it's
no.
also not
Never mind.
necessarily magic.
No. I was just trying to give myself hope and realize how stupid it was as it was coming out of my face. So, never mind.
There are a lot of creatures in this world, Ulua, that you're aware of, and Gasundin you're aware of, that can wear the shape of others. You're aware of all sorts of simple creatures that just change themselves. You also are aware of people who have the magic capacity to be someone else. Illusions don't show glimmers of what lies underneath without the entire illusion being dispelled. So you are aware that this is a shape changer of some sort. There's a very small tribe of changelings in Overton. They just have not been very successful in the world at large, and they usually keep to private enclaves to themselves. But you are aware that there's one tiny little enclave in the Undercroft. That might be a lead.
Mother.
There's also many other beings that can change their shape, but you don't have knowledge of those.
So we could be fairly sure it wouldn't be like a potion or like a mask of many faces or anything like that.
I think Gasunda and Sniffle, with your roll, you immediately can roll those out.
Okay.
And with Alua's roll, she actually has the opportunity to go through this Rolodex. But like Gasunda, you know it's not a doppelganger. It's not a simple shape changer, whatever this is. It's not an illusionist. And while there's history in this case of an illusionist being involved, this particular situation with Oksana, at least, that's not an illusion. Something else is going on there.
Was Gus onto anything with the dagger in the hand? Did he happen to stab him with his left hand?
7 with his right.
Okay.
I rolled 2. I wasn't able to help you clear anybody or indemnify anybody. All right. With that, we're going to close this session. Next time we're going to come in, Seraphina is going to start us off with this wonderful and scintillating conversation in the Library of the Grand of Grand's Brands with the Widow Brand.
Grand.
Thank you all for joining us.
Grand.
It's been
A grand time.
wonderful having you here. I have my pod. You don't get to steal them, but you can borrow them occasionally with a small fee of $5,000 and find your own pod. Like, subscribe, and all the other things. We hope you have a good time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.